Welcome to one of the healthiest things you can do for yourself, exercise. I'm Margaret Richard for the National Institute on Aging. The program you are about to begin was designed especially for adults by the Institute, one of the U.S. government's National Institutes of Health. You probably already know that regular exercise and physical activity are very important for the health and well-being of adults of all ages. In fact, some research studies suggest that not exercising is risky behavior. One of the myths about exercise is that you can be too old and too out of shape to start an exercise program. Some people fear that physical activity or exercise such as strength training may harm them. This is not true. To be on the safe side, the Institute recommends that if you are a man over 40 or a woman over 50 and you plan a vigorous program, the kind that makes you breathe hard and sweat, you should consult your doctor first. Vigorous activity could be a problem for someone if you have heart disease and don't know it. Share the NIA exercise guide with your doctor so he or she will know what you're up to. It is safe to exercise even if you have a chronic condition such as heart disease or diabetes. In fact, exercise may help you, but your doctor may advise you to do so only when your particular condition is under control. During flare-ups, exercise could be harmful. Other exercise myths I've heard include that you need a lot of special equipment or you have to go to a gym to get into a real exercise program. These are not true either. You can start your own exercise program right at home, as this video and exercise guide will show you. Take the time to go through the guide before you begin the video program. It's filled with loads of valuable information about the benefits of exercise for your heart, your bones, and your sense of well-being. Just about every adult can safely do some form of exercise at little or no cost, especially when you realize that exercise means anything that makes you breathe harder. Even doing household chores can improve your health. Rake those leaves, cut the grass, and climb those stairs. Shovel that snow. Plan on making physical activity and exercise part of your everyday life. The payback is huge. The first step in this exercise program is to get at least 30 minutes of physical activity that makes you breathe harder on most or all days of the week. This is called endurance activity, or perhaps you've heard it called aerobics. If you can't be active for 30 minutes all at once, try at least 10 minutes at a time. Make sure when you add it all up that you haven't shortchanged yourself. Work up to at least 30, but preferably 40 minutes of endurance exercise on most or all days of the week. In any exercise program you choose, start gradually, build step by step. Sticking with it is what works, so include activities you enjoy, you can do correctly and safely, you have access to, and you can fit into your daily schedule. In other words, you're more likely to stick with your exercises if you set yourself up to succeed from the start. Even a moderate level of sustained activity helps. One doctor I know describes it this way: if you can talk without any trouble at all, your activity is probably too easy. If you can't talk at all, it's too hard. Beyond building your endurance, the second step in our program is to build strength. Most of the exercises we'll do on this tape are strength-building exercises. Some of these exercises also double as balance-building exercises. It's very important to keep using your muscles. Having enough muscle can mean the difference between being able to get up from a chair by yourself or having to ask for help. Even very small improvements can make a big difference in being able to do things on your own and live independently. Improving balance is also important. There are lots of little ways you can improve your balance. Try to incorporate them in your daily routine. Stand on one foot while you're talking on the phone, and every now and then walk heel to toe. Now, the last step in your program will be stretching exercises. Stretching won't build your endurance or muscles, but it may help you stay limber. All of us have seen people stretch before they exercise, but to avoid injury, don't stretch until you are warmed up. I'll stretch with you at the end of our session. On page 17 in your guide, you'll find checkpoints for you if you have a chronic condition. However, be careful. If you have any symptoms such as irregular, rapid, or fluttery heartbeat, severe shortness of breath, fever, or persistent pain or trouble walking after you've fallen, please check with your doctor. Again, remember, start slowly and build up. Because you are in this for the long haul, start with 1 or 2 types of exercise or physical activity that you can manage. Sometimes just knowing that exercise can improve your health is enough motivation. But if you need more, try finding an exercise buddy or chart your progress. Don't forget to put time for exercise on your calendar. Let's warm up now. For the warm-up, we're going to use a towel and pull side to side to create a little tension on the towel. But no tension in the body. So let's press the shoulders down, lift tall, chest is lifted, hips are tucked, the knees are slightly relaxed. And let's bring the ear to the shoulder and up. Now you want to make the movement as complete as possible. And now we're going to turn the head to the side, so look all the way side and front, other side. And breathe deeply in through the nose and out through the mouth. And let's shrug the shoulders back, make a complete circle, exaggerate the movement. And let's reverse it, take it back and all the way front. And repeat. Once more, all the way back. And front. You want to get loose and ready for the workout. Now let's bring the towel up close to the body and make a big circle. Open the back, separate the shoulder blades again. Pull the towel side to side. Other side, and reach and stretch. Remember, keep the knees slightly bent. Facing the front. Now let's take it up to the middle and down. And now a little faster, here we go. And up and middle. Press. And press, up and down. Now this time, let's bring it down to the back of the head and separate the shoulder blades, pull the elbows forward, and once again, and down, and stretch. All the way to the side, pull the elbow behind the head, bend the knee, and lengthen. Other side. And let's just put the towel down and come all the way down with a flat back. The head is last, and you want to round the back. Last deep breath, arms up, in through the nose. And we're ready to work out. Now that we are warmed up, let's start our strength training. Now, some movements may seem strange at first, but you'll get used to them. Don't give in to the temptation to hold your breath. Holding your breath, taking a big breath and holding it while you push or pull can cause changes in blood pressure, which can be a problem if you have heart disease. When doing any weight training, remember always to avoid jerking or thrusting your weights. Use smooth, steady movement. Breathe out as you lift or push, and breathe in as you relax. We're going to begin with a strengthening exercise called the arm raise. Now, to do this exercise, I'd like you to sit in a sturdy chair with the feet flat on the floor about shoulder width apart. The arms are straight down at the sides with the palms facing inward. You'll raise both arms to shoulder height, hold for just a moment, and then slowly lower the arms to the sides. Now get your weights. We're all beginning this exercise with 3-pound weights. You do what's best for you. It may be that if you're a beginner, you start with no weights, or if you're a little more advanced, that you progress and keep challenging yourself. So let's begin the exercise. We're coming up for 1, 2, 3 counts, holding at the top and coming down right to our sides. Sit up tall. Remember that the feet are shoulder width apart, as are the knees. And as we lift the arms, we go no higher than the shoulders, but the shoulders press down. And one more bit of advice is keep the fingers rather loose so that you're not gripping the weights and impeding the circulation in your fingers. So it's 1, 2, 3, and hold, and down, 2, 3, and hold, and up. Very slow, very controlled. If at any time you feel like you're having to compromise correct position to perform the repetitions, then simply take a stretch or go to lighter weights. If, on the other hand, you find that the exercise becomes too easy for you, then graduate yourself to heavier weights. Make sure that you challenge yourself every time you work out. Now we're doing 2 sets of 15 repetitions. So now we're beginning our second set of 15. But we'll do the counting for you. Just concentrate on your form. Again, it's up, 2, 3, hold for 4, and down. Very, very controlled. Now you want to breathe out during the exertion, which is the lift. So you want to breathe out and breathe in. Never hold your breath. The elbows are slightly bent, never locked. Again, sitting tall, checking your form. The abdomen is pressed against your back, and as you become more fatigued, it's even more important that you pay attention to correct form. Last 5. Now you'll feel the fatigue in your shoulder area, and that's good. That'll make you stronger, your muscles and your bones. And the last delicious, terrific one. And we're finished. Our next exercise is the chair stand, which strengthens the abdominal and thigh muscles. We're going to place a pillow against the back of the chair and sit in the middle or toward the front of the chair with the knees bent and the feet flat on the floor. Now lean back on the pillows in a half reclining position, keeping the back and shoulders straight. Raise the upper body forward until sitting upright, using the hands as little as possible. I'm going to place my hands in this position, or you might extend your arms forward. Now slowly stand up, again using the hands as little as possible, and slowly sit back down. Keep the back and shoulders straight throughout the exercise. Let's begin the exercise. Begin with the hands crossed over the chest. Lean back with the body straight, sit forward, and slowly rise to a standing position. And return to the chair and repeat. Now we're going to do 2 sets of 15. However, if you're a beginner and that is a little too much for you at this point, then go ahead and start with 8 and progress as you get stronger. Barbara is doing the same exercise with a variation. She has her arms extended straight in front of her. So that might be an easier option for some of you that are beginners actually. Remember, we're not using momentum, we're controlling all the movements. Now you want to breathe out on the lift and breathe in as you lower. You'll always breathe out on the exertion. Try to keep the body as straight as possible as you lean back and return forward. And press your abdomen against your back throughout the exercise. We've done 15, and we're going strong. Don't rush it and don't use momentum. Control each part of the movement. Slowly, back, up, and stand. Remember, each of us is starting at a different place at our fitness level. So even if you can just do a few in the beginning, the exciting thing is your strength will build and you will do a little more each time we work out together. All right, we're in our last 5. Now, as you get fatigued, keep the form very perfect, very precise. Breathe. Our last 2. And our last 1. And we've done it. This next strengthening exercise is called a biceps curl. It works the front of the arm, the biceps. Now you're going to sit in an armless chair with your back supported by the back of the chair. The feet are flat on the floor, about shoulder width apart. Now hold the hand weights at your sides with the arms straight and the palms facing in. Slowly bend one elbow, lifting the weight toward the chest and rotating the palm toward the shoulder while lifting the weight. Let's try that one more time. Lift and rotate and return to your starting position. Sit nice and tall in your chair and let's bring the weights up to the shoulder with the turn at the top and bring them all the way down. So we're going to do 15 repetitions, 2 sets using both weights, and of course, do what's good for you, but don't undermine yourself. Make sure that you're challenging yourself all the time. Now here are some rules and regulations for you additionally. You want to have your elbows close to your sides, and we want to have a full range of motion, meaning we want to go all the way down, and at the top, squeeze. So you're really working the muscle. We're coming up, we're rotating the weight, and the weights at the bottom are facing each other. Now loosen your grip, your grasp. You don't want to squeeze the hands. Just hold it with a relaxed grip. And squeeze. All right, we're going into our next 15, our second 15. If this exercise, if you find that it's too difficult, then you can either use lighter weights or no weights at all. On the other hand, if you feel like you're moving those weights and no problem, then you can get yourself a set of heavier weights and keep the challenge going, because that's really important in building strong muscles and strong bones. The shoulders are down, the elbows are at your side. Remember to sit up tall, use your abdominal muscles, and squeeze at the top. Last few, make them good. Squeeze and extend the arms. Okay, the last one, all the way up and all the way down. The following strengthening exercise is the triceps extension, which works the back of the arm. You're going to sit in your chair near the front edge. Your feet are flat on the floor with the knees about shoulder width apart. Raise one arm straight toward the ceiling and support this arm below the elbow with the other hand. Now bend the raised arm at the elbow, bringing the hand weight toward the same shoulder, and slowly straighten the arm toward the ceiling. Slowly bend the arm toward the shoulder again, and repeat this bending and straightening until you have done the exercise 8 to 15 times with one arm, and then we'll repeat 8 to 15 times with the other arm. Let's work the triceps. The arm is up. We're supporting the arm with our other hand just below the elbow, and we're bringing the weight down and up. So this is our position now for 15 repetitions, and then we'll move to the other side. You want to keep the elbow right next to your head and try not to move the elbow. That is where the movement stops and starts. Let's make sure we don't go too quickly. Doing the movement with lots of control. Shoulders are down. Use your abdominal muscles. Last 3. We're using 5-pound weights. You do what's good for you. Be sure to challenge yourself. And this is our last one. And now let's switch to the other side. Again, supporting the elbow, bringing the arm down and all the way up. The elbow is next to the head, lifting the body tall. And let's not go too quickly. You know, you can always start with heavier weights and move to lighter ones when you feel the form is being compromised. If you're just a beginner, you might want to do this without weights just to get a feel for the exercise, become friends with it. Now my arm's a little shaky right now, and yours may be too, and we just try to work through it if we're able to, as long as there's no pain. Let's proceed with the shoulder flexion strength exercise. We'll begin in the chair with the feet flat on the floor, the ankles and knees about shoulder width apart. Now the arms are straight down at your sides with the palms facing inward. Raise both arms in front of you and keeping them straight and rotating them so the palms face upward as we reach shoulder height. Now hold the position and slowly lower the arms to the sides. These exercises will strengthen your shoulder muscles, so let's begin. We'll bring the arms up and rotating the palms up. Hold just a second and bring them right back down to your sides. Now what's most important here is that you keep the shoulders pressed down and make the movement very smooth. So you come up just to shoulder height, no higher, and then rotate the arms and bring them back to your sides. All the way up and all the way down with a lot of control. Loosen the fingers so that they're not gripping the weights too tightly. I'm using 3-pound weights, and you have to use weights that suit your fitness level wherever you are. So perhaps you could have a few different sets of weights, and on some days you might even feel stronger than other days. So you might vary the amount of weight that you use for this exercise. Remember, if you start with heavier weights, you can always go lighter. You know, it's the pull of the muscle on the bone that makes the bone stronger. So we're not only strengthening our muscles, but we're making our bones stronger as well. Okay, we've completed 15 repetitions, and now we're starting the next 15. If you are a beginner, or you haven't exercised for a while and the repetitions we're doing are too intense for you, well, you could start at a lower number, such as, say, 8, and then work up as you're able. Keep the form perfect. The back is straight, the shoulders are pressed down, the chest is lifted, you're using your abdominal muscles, and you're working the shoulder muscles with a lot of control and with very smooth movements. Remember, you're never lifting the weights higher than the shoulders. All right, we have just a few more to go, and if your form is very correct and you can kind of push forward, well, that's what we want you to do. Last 2. And last 1. And you're finished with that exercise. The following exercises will strengthen the muscles of the lower body. If you have had knee replacement surgery, please don't do exercises that strain your leg at or below the knee without first checking with your surgeon. The first lower body exercise we're going to do is a knee flexion strength exercise. So stand tall, stand straight, and hold a chair or table for balance. You're going to slowly bend the knee as far as possible, hold the position, and slowly lower the foot all the way back down. And then we'll repeat the same movement using the other leg. Let's begin the exercise standing fairly close to the support, whether it's a table or a chair. Begin with the right leg. The knees are side by side. We're going to slowly raise the heel all the way up and lower. And then repeat with the other leg. So that would be 1 set, and we're doing 15 in total. All the way up, and hesitate, and all the way down. Now, it's very important that you use your abdominal muscles, use your gluteal muscles, squeeze them, keep the shoulders down, and there's an opportunity here to test your balance. So at any time, lift your hands off the support and check it. By all means, don't lean on the chair. All the way up and down. Try not to lean forward at all. Keep the body as straight as possible. Lift the chest. And down. The shoulders are down. Now, if you feel like you need more of a challenge and you're ready for it, you can use leg weights, weights around the ankle, to intensify this exercise. We're working the back of the leg, the hamstring area. Now make that extra little effort to get the heel all the way up. All the way up and all the way down. Again, you have an opportunity here to test your balance, and we've now done 10. Test the balance, don't lean on the support. Use your abdominal muscles. all the way up and all the way down. Stand up tall. Again, the shoulders are down, and you're lifting the heel as high up as possible, and then lowering with control. Last two. All the way up. And the last one. And the other side. And we've worked the hamstrings. The following hip flexion exercise will strengthen the muscles of the hip and thigh. So let's begin with some rules and regulations. Stand straight, holding a stable object for balance, like this chair. Slowly bend one knee toward the chest without bending the waist or hips. Hold the position and slowly lower the leg all the way down, and repeat with the other leg. Let's begin the exercise. We're going to place both hands on the support, or if you like, do it with one hand, whichever gives you the best opportunity for a challenge. We're going to start with the right leg, raise it as high as possible and lower it, and then go to the left leg. What's really important here is that the body remains straight, that you don't lean forward as you lift the leg. And with a lot of control, lift as high as you can and press down, all the way up and down. Now, again, you have the opportunity to test your balance. So at any time, lift both hands or one hand from your support. The abdomen is in and the chest is lifted. Let's not rush it. You want to squeeze your gluteal muscles all the time. Now, if you are ready to use leg weights for this exercise, it would be appropriate, but be sure that you don't compromise proper form in order to use the leg weights. The shoulders are down, and you're not leaning on your support, but rather just using it for balance. Now, you don't want to use momentum here. It's all about control and pulling the leg up and pushing it down. We're beginning our second set of 15 repetitions. Keep the chest lifted. Let's not rush it. This kind of feels like prancing. Step high with both legs. Keep your hips facing the chair evenly, as well as the shoulders. Of course, the chest is lifted, the shoulders are down. And check your balance every now and then. And we're in our last 5 sets. And we're in the final countdown. This is the last one. And we've done it. The exercise we're about to do, the hip extension strength exercise, is a wonderful exercise for strengthening the muscles of the lower back and the buttocks. Stand 12 to 18 inches from a chair or table and bend at the hips, holding on to your support. Now, you're slowly going to lift one leg straight backwards. Hold the position and slowly lower the leg, and then repeat with the other leg. Let's begin by facing our support. In our case, it's a chair, and bending forward about 15 degrees from the hips. We're going to begin with the right leg and lift the leg to the back and bring it down, and repeat with the other leg. Now we're going to keep the knee facing the floor and the foot flexed rather than pointed. So you'll maintain the angle of the body and lift the leg with both hips facing the chair. You don't want to open the hip on the side of the working leg. Up and smoothly down. Up and hold just at the top. If you're ready to have more intensity with this exercise, try using leg weights, and I guarantee you it'll make a difference. As I said, the most important thing is form. The repetitions will follow. Use your abdominal muscles and press the shoulders down. Now, as you do the exercise, check your balance. Don't lean on the chair or the support too much. And I might add that you have to use something that's high enough so it doesn't cause you to bend forward too much. The abdomen is in. We have about 5 more sets. Let's pause at the top and then lower. Pause at the top and lower. You can definitely feel the muscles of the lower back and the gluteal area, which is the rear end, working hard. Check your balance. Last 2. Last 1. And we're done. Let's now prepare to do the side leg raise, which strengthens the muscles of the hips and outer thighs. We'll begin by standing straight directly behind a chair with our feet slightly apart. Now hold the chair just for balance. Slowly lift one leg to the side, about 6 to 12 inches, and hold the position. Slowly lower the leg and repeat with the other leg. Now both the back and the knees remain straight throughout the exercise. Let's begin the exercise standing tall with the abdomen in, the gluteal muscles, that's the rear end, squeezed tight, the shoulders down, and the hands not leaning, but just there for balance. So we're going to begin with the right leg, lifting it to the side and down. Now switch to the left leg, to the side and down. So we want to just hesitate and then lower. We're not going more than 6 to 12 inches off the ground, so there's no momentum, no swinging. It's all very controlled. And you're leading with the outer thigh. That's what's doing all the work, lifting the leg. If you feel that you're ready for a challenge, then simply add leg weights, maybe 3 pounds each leg, or possibly more, possibly less. Now check your balance by lifting the hands off the chair, possibly one hand or both, when you feel that you're ready. There's always an opportunity to improve your balance, and we need to take advantage of those opportunities. Let's talk about breathing once again. Keep your breathing very regular. Never hold your breath if you feel like you're being challenged. It's important to keep the intake and output very regular. Now we're doing 2 sets of 15 each set. And 1 lift of the right leg and 1 lift of the left leg constitutes 1 set. So now we're beginning our second set, and let's check our form. Make sure the abdomen is in, that you're squeezing your buttocks, the shoulders are down, the chest is lifted, and the movements are very controlled and very perfect. The supporting leg should be straight, but the knee does not necessarily have to be locked. We want to just relax the knee slightly so we don't hurt the joint in order to strengthen the muscles. Remember, you're not kicking the leg, you're lifting it with a lot of control. All right, we have 5 more to go. So make them your best ever. Again, keep the body tall, don't lift to the right and left. 2 more. And the last, right leg and left leg, and we've done it. The next exercise is called plantar flexion, which will help you improve your balance. So begin by standing straight, holding on to your chair or table just for balance. We're going to slowly stand on our tiptoes as high as possible, hold the position, and then slowly lower the heels all the way back down. We're going to do 15 repetitions of this movement. Let's begin in our usual position with the abdomen in, the hips tucked, and the shoulders down. Now let's begin by lifting the heels all the way up, holding and pressing down. Now because we're using this exercise to improve our balance, you can begin with both hands on the support. And as you feel more comfortable, just use one hand with as little pressure on the hand as possible. And now let's graduate to one finger only, lifting straight up on the top of the toes and lowering. And as you're able to, lift the finger and improve the balance. We have just a few more. Now this is an exercise you can do anytime, anywhere. So we're doing 15 now, but I challenge you to do more later. And done. Please cool down with us. You've done a great job. You certainly are stronger than you were at the beginning of this program. So we hope to see you often. Let's begin with the feet about shoulder width and holding one arm with the other. Bring the ear to the opposite shoulder and you'll feel the stretch all the way through the shoulder and the neck area. And let's change and drop the ear to the shoulder on the other side. The head is straight, the shoulders are pressed down, and they come straight up to the shoulders. Now, let's face the chair and stretch the calf. The bent knee is right over the ankle and the back heel is down. The body is a straight line from the head to the tailbone. And let's change and stretch the other leg. Bringing both feet together, we're going to stretch the back of the leg by bringing the body flat down and dropping the elbows. Go ahead and bend the elbows. And round the body up so the head comes up last. And let's do that again. The abdomen is in. Stretching should be relaxing. So don't push past that point. All right, now let's use the towel and we're going to stretch in back of the body. Now I'm going to turn around and you can stay facing forward. We're placing the hands as close as we can to each other So you kind of want to walk them up and down the towel, and you can facilitate this by opening the elbows. All right, let's just keep the towel in the back and change hands. And you'll find that you're a little more flexible on one side than the other. Again, I'm going to turn to the back, open the elbows, and walk the hands toward each other. You want your stretches to be very static without a lot of movement, a lot of bouncing. And release. Let's go ahead and sit in the chair. Place the towel on the floor. And with the knees slightly apart, you want to roll the body all the way down. Bring the head up last. And reach up with one hand and the other hand. Bring the hand all the way down and the other hand. Once more, reach. And reach. Stay at the top. Clasp the hands. Turn the palms to the ceiling. Press back. And separate the shoulder blades as you bring the hands down. And have a great day. I hope you have enjoyed our exercise session. Before I say goodbye, I would like to say a word about how much exercise you should get each week. Begin exercising gradually, and remember to drink plenty of water while you exercise. Once you have worked your way up to a regular schedule, you can do endurance exercises and stretching exercises every day, and strengthening exercises every other day. Page 71 in your guide has a suggested schedule. The National Institute on Aging has health information on a variety of topics of interest, from menopause to prostate cancer. Call them at 1-800-222-2225 or visit them on the web. If you've borrowed this tape and don't have your own copy of the exercise guide, call the Institute and they will send you a copy of the guide. Single copies are free while they last. That number is 1-800-222-2225.